Hello buddies! Welcome to ABC Learning. In this video, we are going to discuss Chapter 1 of Class 9, Matter in Our Surroundings. Now, what is matter? Matter is defined as anything which has mass, occupies space, and has volume can be defined as matter. Now, this matter is broadly classified into some states of matter, like this is classified into states of matter, and particle nature of matter. In the states of matter, we have three categories. What are those? We have solids, liquids, and gases. We have solids, liquids, and gases. Right? Just a minute. Yes. Okay, we have solids, liquids, and gases. Let us see about each of them individually. First, let us see about solids. Next, we'll look about liquids, and then we'll see about gases. Right? So, solids, what is the first basis or the property which defines a solid, liquid, or gas, whether they have the shape or not? Coming to shape, they have fixed shape and size. They have fixed shape and size. But solids have fixed shape and size. Now, liquids, they do not have a fixed shape and size. And gases does not have a fixed shape and size. So in this liquids, you might think liquids have a particular shape. Suppose if you have a glass of water, then water will be having the shape of a glass. I mean the container in which it is into. If you take this same water into a tumbler, it will change into this tumbler shape. If you take the same water into a pot, it will take the shape of the pot. If it is into a vessel, it will take the shape of a vessel. So into whichever container it has, it will take the container shape. Right. This is the defining basic property which anyone will understand. You also might have recollected what these exactly classify into. Now, the second property is volume. Does they have volume? They have fixed volume. Solids have fixed volume. Like they can be take it, if you have a cube or if you have a book or if you have a any solid material, you can just take them as centimeter cube, meter cube. Okay, you can give them unit like centimeter cube and meter cube. If you take liquids, you can see that they have a fixed volume. How? Because they can be said like, if you fill in a glass of water, you'll be having some liter, right? Liter, milliliter, etc. So if you have 500 milliliters, that is half a liter, in a jug, suppose, if you pour the same amount of liquid into a vessel, does the volume change? No, it will not change, it remains the same. So it will have a fixed volume, whereas gases, they do not have a fixed volume, Next property is flow. The solids flow? Yes or no? No, they don't flow. They do not flow. Liquids, do they flow or not? They do flow in most of the cases. And gases, of course, they flow. And one example of proving this property is that whenever there is something which is cooked in the kitchen, food cooked in the kitchen, or maybe you can write as the smell of the food cooked in the kitchen reaches us who are far away. Like when you are in another room, the smell of the food which is being cooked in the kitchen reaches you. Why? Because they have the tendency to flow. That is what is the reason. Now coming to the next property, particles. Here in solids, particles are tightly packed. They are very tightly packed. Whereas in liquids, like for example, you can show the example of this. They are very tightly bound like this. Okay, they are very tightly bound like this. They do not have spaces in between. They are very closely packed. Whereas liquids have particles which are loosely packed as compared to solids. Like you can have something like this. Okay, this is the particle nature of liquid. This is just imaginary. Okay, in reality they may or may not exist like this. This is for our understanding. Okay, and particles in gases are very, very loosely packed. Okay, you can represent it like this. So this is of solids, this is of liquids, and this is of gases. Now the next property is compressibility. When it comes to compressibility, solids are not at all compressible. That's why they have fixed shape and size. whereas liquids are slightly compressible. Whereas gases are highly compressible. They are very highly compressible. Okay, an example which can define this property is the carbon dioxide in soft drinks. Whenever you drink a soft drink like Coca-Cola or else Thumbs Up, Sprite, you can find that when you open the cap of it, the fizz comes out suddenly. Why is that? Because it is under high pressure. When the pressure increases, when pressure increases and the temperature decreases, the compressibility of the gases will increase. Compressibility of gases will increase. This is a additional point which I am telling you. So please make a note of this. It will be very helpful for you. Okay, pressure, if pressure increases, temperature decreases. I mean, there is no rule that temperature should decrease if pressure increases, but in a condition where temperature is increasing and the pressure is increasing and the temperature is decreasing, then the compressibility of the gases tend to increase. Right, now let us go to the examples. A few examples of solids are, look around you, what can you find in a solid based on the properties which we have discussed? You can just classify, just give it a try. Yes, look around you. You can find a book, pen, chair, a wall, anything like this. Example of liquids is water, which is in liquid form, oil, milk. These all come under the examples of liquids. And for gases, if you see, for gases you can take the example of water vapor. Here in solids you can take the example of ice, even ice, because it exists in this form in a solid state, it exists in this form in a liquid state, and it exists in this form in gaseous state or gaseous state. Okay, so water vapor, air, oxygen, all these come under the examples of gases. So I hope you understood what are the states of matter. Right, we have covered solids, we have covered liquids, and we have also covered gases. In the next video we will be discussing about the particle nature of these matter. Thank you.